Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone joining us from every corner of the world. Welcome to the 2025 Western Union Global Fellowship Program Summit, a global celebration of courageous leaders and entrepreneurs supporting highly marginalized, refugee, or displaced communities to create systemic change. My name is Evie Flaw, Events Manager at Watson Institute, and I have the joy of guiding you through today's journey. I'm truly grateful you're here to witness the result of months of dedication and heart from the incredible Western Union Global Fellows. Now, let me share a bit more about what to expect today. The Western Union Global Fellowship Program is designed for courageous leaders and entrepreneurs supporting highly marginalized, refugee, or displaced communities to create systemic change across Western Union's global footprint. This cohort represents innovation from across the world, impacting the Philippines, Costa Rica, Mexico, Brazil, the United States, the United Kingdom, and more. Western Union Global Fellows, please drop your name in the chat so we can give you a virtual round of applause. Over the next hour and a half, you'll hear from a selection of 13 remarkable 2025 Western Union Global Fellows, each grouped by impact region. Their work spans continents, languages, and lived experiences, and they're united by a shared vision, a world where prosperity beyond borders is accessible to all. To kick things off, it is my pleasure to introduce someone who plays a pivotal role in guiding the Western Union Global Fellows through their fellowship journeys. Jordan Elias, Programs Manager at Watson Institute. Jordan has been instrumental in creating the supportive foundation that allows the Western Union Global Fellows to stretch, grow, and deepen their impact. Jordan, we're excited to hear from you. Please take it away.
Hi, my name's Jordan Elias, and I've had the absolute honor of serving as the Programs Manager for the 2025 Western Union Global Fellowship. As we gather for Summit today, I want to take a moment and reflect on what this cohort has achieved, which has been nothing short of remarkable. Over the past 16 weeks, I've watched your ideas evolve, your confidence grow, and your impact deepen in ways that have truly inspired me. You've moved through some of the most essential parts of the entrepreneurial journey, all while balancing so much in your daily lives. And what stands out most is that you didn't just learn concepts, you applied them with intention. You expanded your thinking, you asked courageous questions, you engaged with curiosity and honesty. You supported one another with generosity and respect. You showed up fully, even when it wasn't easy. This fellowship brought together founders from countries all over the world, each joining from completely different time zones, responsibilities, and lived experiences. Some of you joined before sunrise, others well after the day had ended, and some in the middle of the night. Many of you joined sessions while traveling, caring for family, or juggling other work commitments. All while you were simultaneously building and scaling your ventures, often in communities facing displacement, marginalization, and systematic barriers. Your work is exactly the type of impact this fellowship exists to amplify. You're not just building ventures, you are building solutions rooted in empathy, courage, and vision. Today is a milestone where we get to celebrate these past 16 weeks. But it is not the finish line. It is the beginning of a new chapter where your voice, your leadership, and your impact will continue to grow. To each of you, thank you. Thank you for your commitment, your honesty, your humor, your vulnerability, and your drive. Thank you for trusting this journey and for trusting each other. Congratulations, Western Union Global Fellows. I'm so proud of each of you, and I am honored to be a small part of your journeys. And remember, you're not just building ventures, you are shaping a more compassionate, equitable world.
Thank you, Jordan, for that wonderful introduction and for all that you do to champion the Western Union Global Fellows. Now, let's begin our global journey, and our first stop is Africa. Today, you'll hear from Western Union Global Fellows leading powerful initiatives impacting Nigeria, Uganda, Ethiopia, and Sudan. First up is Jennifer Obiora, founder and CEO of Team Upcyclers, which transforms textile and plastic waste into eco-friendly art, products, and green livelihood opportunities. She equips underserved communities across Nigeria, including IDPs, women, youth, and persons with disabilities, with environmental education, digital skills, and waste to wealth training. Team Upcyclers has diverted over 5,000 kilograms of waste, empowered 50 displaced women to launch green businesses, and trained over 13,000 young people while reducing greenhouse gas emissions in target communities. Jennifer, take it away.
In 2023, I walked into Durumi IDP camp for my usual SDG advocacy. I saw Amina playing with a plastic bottle, and when I asked her, she said that this is her toy. That moment dawned on me that plastic is not just waste. It is a symbol of untapped opportunity. My name is Jennifer Bira. I'm the founder and CEO of Team Upcyclers. 2.5 million tons of plastic waste are generated annually in Nigeria, and they end up in the Atlantic Ocean, in addition to the 92 million tons of textile waste generated annually. Waste clog waterways in Nigeria and cause flooding. Flooding leads to displacement, and displaced people lack access to basic menstrual hygiene products such as sanitary pads and education. They also lack access to decent work. These are the things we solve at Team Upcyclers by training displaced persons on how they can create value from waste, how they can make reusable sanitary pads using textile waste, and how they can access opportunities. So we are closing the loop. We are not training you to just go into the street. We train you on green skills, and we mentor you and guide you on how you can secure funding to start up your own green business. For students and young persons who have dropped out of school as a result of displacement, we connect them to scholarship opportunities through our Team Upcyclers Opportunity Hub Limited. The global waste market is worth $1.7 trillion globally and $10 billion in Nigeria. We're targeting only $500 million of this market share. We make money through training and mentorship services. Also make money through application reviews, YouTube partner program, and selling of our ebooks. We are offering a holistic solution that trains you in green skills just like Planetary R, trains you in vocational skills just like Jobitech, share opportunity with you just like Opportunity Desk, and guide you to apply and win this opportunity. The Trash to Cash Challenge in 2022, which is a normal competition, was the beginning of our journey. As of 2025, we have more than 50 scholars in our community. And the entrepreneurs have raised more than 500,000 USD from the group. So we are targeting 100,000 USD in grant and revenue. This year, we have been able to raise about 40% of our targets. An adage says, behind every great man, there is a great woman. Meet the great individuals behind Team Upcyclers success. I'm Jennifer Vera, the founder and CEO of Team Upcyclers. I have my BSc and MSc in economics. I have 2 postgraduate certificates in climate change and over 45 awards. Victor Kemezi is also a graduate of History and International Relations and is managing the Anambra branch. Steve Indioge is an accountant by education. He's also managing the Abuja chapter of Team Upcyclers. Choma Eniwoke, a microbiologist, is the one in charge of creating our environmental education content. We are asking for 100,000 USD. We want to set up our physical office because currently we are operating on a mobile basis. We are also planning to launch My Plastic Fund, where people will donate plastic fund, get reward, which can be convertible to secure educational materials like books or pay their tuition fee. We are also looking forward to expand into the UK market. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, Jennifer. Next, I'm excited to introduce you to Deborah Mogo, founder and executive director of the Smart Kids Literacy Foundation, which works to promote literacy and provide quality learning opportunities for underserved children in Nigeria. She creates safe learning spaces, builds children's libraries, and leads reading initiatives for out of school children and vulnerable communities. To date, the Smart Kids Literacy Foundation has reached over 3,000 children. Deborah, you have the floor.
Hello, my name is Deborah Mogul. I am the founder of the Smart Kids Literacy Foundation. Our mission is to give every child the chance to read, learn, and dream bigger. I was on a boat, traveling for almost an hour, watching the waves and thinking about starting a new life in Bonny Island. Bonny Island is located in Rivers State, Nigeria. It is a small island with slum areas, fishing ports, oil farms, and have roads that connect people's homes to water areas. It is beautiful in its own way, but it's also a place where children are growing up without books, libraries, or even the chance to learn how to read. When I arrived, my biggest worry wasn't adjusting to the new place. It was how my children would learn, because at the time, I was homeschooling them. There were no libraries for children. There were no learning centers, a safe space where children could read and gain value. And getting books was a huge struggle. Sometimes the books I ordered got stuck on the boat for days before they arrived, while some, even when they arrived, they got wet and couldn't be used. And as a children's church teacher, I also noticed something heartbreaking. When the older kids couldn't even read, children that were bright and full of energy, they couldn't follow a story or understand simple text. That was my moment of awakening. I didn't want our work to be another book donation show-off. I wanted something that would help children use the books, a place where they could learn to read, understand, and grow. So I did something differently. I started a small book club with just 6 children. We read stories together, sounded out words, and laughed through mistakes. And slowly, I saw something change. Confidence began to grow. That small circle of kids grew into what we now have as the Smart Kids Literacy Foundation. And then we launched the Kids Resource Center. This is the first of its kind in our community. It's a safe and fun space packed with books, learning tools, and programs that bring reading to life for every child. Through the Smart Kids Literacy Foundation, we've already reached over 3,000 children and have led several literacy campaigns like the Read Across Slum, the Read Across Bunny, and a lot of others. The truth is, when children can't read, they struggle in every other subject areas. They lose confidence and often give up on learning altogether. And that's why we have lots of out-of-school children. But we are changing that by helping kids fall in love with books, read with confidence, and believe in brighter futures. We run after-school programs, teacher trainings, literacy summer camp, book clubs, interactive reading sessions. We help children fall in love with books, read with confidence, and believe in brighter possibilities. In 2023, we were named the most impactful NGO, and an award of recognition from the Bonny local government was given to us, amongst others that we have received. We sustain our work through annual subscriptions, partnerships, local organizations, sponsorship, teacher trainings, and literacy programs, while exploring other publishing literacy products to keep us growing. Now, the point is, do you know that in Nigeria, more than 20 million children are out of school, and thousands more go to school every day without knowing how to read a single sentence? The opportunity is huge. Nigeria's out-of-school population is larger than some countries, and millions more children in school are struggling to read. Imagine the impact if we could turn even the fraction of them into confident readers. The ripple effect to transform families, communities, and even the future. Our work benefits children, parents, teachers, and schools in underserved areas. When children learn to read, parents are encouraged to value education. The teachers are better equipped to help their students succeed. Our team is made up of educators, community leaders, and literacy advocates who live and breathe this mission. What makes us different is that we don't wait for children to come to literacy, we bring literacy to them. We go into slum communities, we organize reading sessions, we create safe spaces where learning is joyful, fun, and inclusive. We focus on strategic learning, helping children not just own books, but actually read, understand, and love them. And that is why we do what we do. Today, we are seeking $100 in funding and partnerships to expand our Kids Resource Center, to pilot new literacy programs, to strengthen our reach to thousands more children. Our non-financial aspects: we need books, we need material donations, we need back-to-school supplies, mentorship, advocacy partners who help to spread this message. We invite you today to join us in breaking the cycle of illiteracy, because I believe that together we can open books, we can open minds, when we can open doors for the next generation. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. And now I'd like to introduce you to Ronkuba Rohogo Jerome, Operational Circle Lead at Cosmo Foundation, which utilizes social entrepreneurship and personal development training for refugees and marginalized youth within Kampala, Uganda, helping them create ventures that address the most pressing challenges in their communities. Cosmo Foundation has empowered over 400 youths and supported in the creation and implementation of 30 social ventures. Through their work, they aim to change refugees and marginalized youth stories, from victims to creators and catalysts of positive change in their communities. Jerome, the mic is yours.
Hello there, my name is Jerome Ronkuba. I'm the Operational Circle Lead at Cosmo Foundation, where we empower refugees and marginalized youth by turning challenges into opportunities. Based in Uganda, Kampala, where a team of refugees once faced discrimination and limited access to learning opportunities as well as basic aid. In Kampala, a lot of youth are struggling with high unemployment due to limited access to quality education and practical skills, hence stopping them from building a steady future. And this case is even worse for refugees and marginalized youth, who often face discrimination from host communities, partly because of the inadequate and limited support they receive from the government and some NGOs in areas like education, healthcare, and food. And this stops them even to participate in activities or learning opportunities that can support them grow personally, professionally, and even financially. As a result, many are left in harmful activities like crime, drug abuse, early marriage, and exploitation. And this is where we ask ourselves a question: what if we could support young people, refugees, and marginalized youth to shift their mind from seeing themselves as victims, but as well to become the creators? And that question gave birth to the Cosmo Foundation, coming with the purpose of having a space where youth will come, challenge their fears, discover their purpose, build new skills, turn challenge into opportunities by ideating or coming up with ventures that are solving problems in their own communities. Under this program, we take the participants on 4 stages, starting with an inner journey by expanding their own comfort zones and discovering themselves, straight to the turn of professional goals, setting goals and gaining new skills. And in concentration, it's more of ideation and venture implementation, whereby we refine this solution and make sure that they're actually addressing a challenge in the community. Finally, in linking, we focus more on building a sustainable and ideal venture through networking, partnerships, and financial stability. Through this program, I have myself seen young people who once didn't believe in themselves to become the catalyst of change in their own communities. Since March 2024, we've been able to work with over 400 refugees and marginalized youth, both male and female, where 80% of them have been empowered and equipped with social entrepreneurship skills. 30 social ventures have been created, and 3 of them are currently exploring the first partnerships. Our sustainability model works in a way that each participant can access the program under a scholarship of $50 every month, provided by a donor. And by the end of the program, each scholar or participant is able to generate at least $500 a month from their implemented ventures. And for example, we have Smile, which produces hair extensions out of banana fibers while tackling the problem of climate change, as well as Afya Mom, which is a social venture that is providing new mothers with nutritious porridge for their newborn infants. And Our third part of our sustainability model is Clay Cosmo, which is a social venture implemented in 2019 that provides skin and hair care products in Uganda while empowering women in their production. And this social venture gives us 12% of its own profits to support our empowerment program. Our dream is big but specific, whereby we envision to at least inject 120 alumni each year in the community, establish over 3,000 jobs through the implemented ventures of our participants, and by 2030 to achieve a 30% decrease in unemployment among refugees and marginalized youth. Our team is equipped with young refugees who went through the same tunnel and had the same experience, whereby you have Naboth Kuliam, who is in charge of our professional development trainings, Rachel Mema, who's covering our finance, Raphael Akonkwa, who's in charge of our personal development trainings, I, myself, Jerome Ronkuba, who is the operational circle lead, Emil Kuliam, our lead support, and Miriam Feza, who's our fundraiser. To push us more forward, since we aim to raise the number of our participants to 50 per cohort, and this comes with a monthly running cost of $2,500, as well as to access or to easily facilitate these sessions, we'll need to have materials for the 50 participants, which is an amount of $500 every month. As well as we'll have to access incubation for our scholars' social ventures after they've been implemented, and an easy way to investors to reach out to the ventures as they start making change in their own communities. At Cosmo Foundation, we believe that in every youth, especially refugees and marginalized, there is a dream waiting for change to grow. And with your support, we can change more of these dreams into real life impact. Thank you for listening. Thank you for believing in the power of purpose. And together, we can rewrite the refugees' story. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerome. And it's wonderful to see you working with founder Miriam Feza, a 2023-2024 Western Union Fellowship alumna. Continuing on the impact being made in Uganda, I'm excited to introduce you to Solomon Bagabonerano, founder and executive director of Live in Green, a refugee-led organization transforming climate action in Uganda's Chakatu refugee settlement. Solomon leads community-driven initiatives in clean energy, agroecology, and waste recovery that empower women and youth while restoring degraded environments. Live in Green has directly impacted more than 5,000 people, diverted over 30 tons of waste from landfills each month, produced clean cooking briquettes and eco-stoves, restored land through agroforestry, and nurtured over 100,000 seedlings annually. Through his work, Solomon aims to build self-sustaining refugee and host communities that thrive economically while regenerating their environment. Solomon, over to you.
Hello, my name is Solomon Wagabonerano, the founder of Live in Green. I became a refugee at 6 years old. I grew up in a refugee settlement in Uganda, where my childhood was defined by the daily struggle for firewood. My day began with the sound of my mother coughing over smoky fire. We often keep cool, search for firewood in order to eat. We ended our days with the smell of burning plastic and waste outside our door. The land was degraded and our community was blamed for that. With no one coming to our rescue, I knew we had to find a better way by ourselves. In 2016, I started mobilizing fellow refugee youth. Our first solution was simple. We began planting trees to restore the land. With a small grant from UNHCR, we scaled up, establishing the largest tree nursery in the settlement and officially registering our organization Living Green. But we quickly hit a roadblock. The trees we planted were being cut down again for firewood. We needed a sustainable alternative. During the COVID lockdown, I discovered a company making briquettes from waste and eco stoves. They trained our team, and in 2023, we used our own revenue to establish an energy hub in the settlement. This was the birth of Green Circular Economy model. Living Green now runs the largest energy hub in Uganda's refugee settlements. We produce 5 tons of clean burning briquettes daily from waste. We manufacture 6,000 eco stoves annually, and we still operate that tree nursery, now with a capacity of 50,000 seedlings annually. We provide affordable cooking solutions, reduce pollution, and create jobs. We are turning waste into opportunity. We build a sustainable business model through strategic partnership and multiple revenue strategies, providing our model is viable. Our leadership team brings lived experience, technical expertise, and deep community trust, key ingredient for driving sustainable change. Our financial strategy is clear. Last year, we managed $210,000, with over 60% of that coming from our own revenue. Proof that our model is not just impactful, but also sustainable and scalable. We are seeking $250,000 to help us scale this proven model. We need grants, technical support, and partners in resource mobilization. By investing in us, you are not just funding an environmental project. You are proving a powerful point that refugees are not just victims of crisis, but leaders of climate and energy solutions. Join us, partner with Living Green to transform waste into opportunity and build greener, healthier, and more resilient communities across Africa. Thank you.
Thank you, Solomon. And for our final pitch impacting Africa, meet Lol Mengesha, founder of tiphub.co, a community-driven fundraising platform built to support displaced families and crisis-affected communities. Lol created TipHub during the Tigray blackout, designing a simple, resilient system that allowed people to move resources even when telecom, banking, and electricity were cut off. Since launching, they've raised over $3.5 million, hosted more than 600 events, and sold over 6,000 tickets. Lol's work focuses on removing barriers to giving, strengthening trust between donors and families on the ground, and building tools that make mutual aid faster, safer, and more accessible worldwide. Please welcome Lol.
Hello, my name is Lul Mengesha. I'm the founder of tiphub.co. This is a fundraising platform I started after realizing our family was experiencing a genocide in the Tigray region of Ethiopia. I found out because my mom started receiving text messages through WhatsApp from people back home that were saying, hey, electricity is being cut off, telecom is being cut off, and we're getting bombed. And in that time, I realized that our people were suffering and there was something that I had to do to help get resources into our community. For context, I'm a technical founder. I've been in tech for the past 15 to 20 years, working on various projects, and I run a data and software development company. So I felt like I was the right person to develop this platform because my people were suffering and I had the technical abilities to build something that could be impactful. One issue that I discovered as people were fundraising through social media is that oftentimes folks would be fundraising through Cash App or Zelle or Venmo, and there wasn't really a unified way to collect funds that could then later be distributed to people back home. So that's when I built TipHub. I made it really easy to aggregate all of your social payment apps into one source. And by doing so, make it really easy for the organizer to collect those funds and be able to then send that money back home. And it's not just for people that are experiencing immediate emergencies. There's opportunities for memorials, education, ongoing things that people need within community who are often displaced. Because displacement, although we oftentimes think about it at the event moment, people are oftentimes displaced for years. So you need to find ways to build infrastructure for folks when they need resources that are ongoing. Here's an example of somebody using our platform. They utilize their birthday as a way to raise funds for refugees back home. So they're based in the US and they travel back to the Tigray region of Ethiopia. So they collected with the different social payment apps that they have. They then transferred those funds into a unified space that they were able to give those funds to the folks in Tigray. We don't just use these different apps, the apps that I mentioned, we can aggregate literally any app because we can be the hub and we have been the hub, hence the name TipHub. I verify every organizer on the platform. So if you have a campaign, I'm checking through your social media, I'm checking sentiment to see who you are. I'm seeing what type of apps you're using, and I'm also checking what type of messaging you're using for your campaigns. At scale, I know I'll have to utilize more resources like AI to track and identify, but for right now, this has been really good at figuring out who our trusted partners are in community. So what does our success look like? We've now helped raise over $3.5 million on the platform. We've had over 600 events, and we also have ticketed events as well. So you can think of us as operating in the same space as a GoFundMe as well as an Eventbrite. You oftentimes find that event organizers are not just putting fundraisers together, but they're also trying to organize digital and physical spaces. So having one utilized platform makes things really easy for them. So right now we often receive tips from donors between 1% to 3%, but we are thinking about different models. One of those is implementing more of like a Wikipedia model where we're reaching out to people that have been on the platform and saying, hey, in order to keep this platform going, we could really utilize your help and support. The users on our platform range from individuals, organizers, as well as small nonprofits. We found that when people are looking for credibility and wanting to be part of infrastructures that already exist, TipHub can oftentimes act as that bridge. So we are excited about creating a world where we can extend to NGOs and to individuals. And by 2030, we'd love it if there really wasn't any friction to get funds to the people that need it when they need it. This is a picture of my mom and I recently, and that first picture was us when I was born in a refugee camp in Sudan when I was displaced over 40 years ago. Our goal is to raise 500K. A large amount of that is going to go to development costs. And then our second tier is going to go towards building community outside of the few communities that we've been able to work with. We've operated in over 9 countries at this point. We'd like to support people when they are displaced to when they are able to find some semblance of home, and also marketing as well. Thank you for watching my presentation. There's a lot of really important organizations and companies in this program, and I'm thankful that I was selected, and I'm excited for you to hear about other folks as well. If you want to learn more about us, there's a QR code, and you're able to scan that. My name is Lul Mengesha. I'm the founder of tiphub.co, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Lul. Before we continue to the rest of the pitches, I want to pause to spotlight another powerful element of the Western Union Global Fellowship experience: base camps. Base camps are community-focused events that bring Fellows Ventures directly to the people and places they serve. To share more about this work and its impact, Please welcome Mary Campbell, our Senior Events Manager here at Watson Institute. Mary, we're so excited to hear more about the incredible events that occurred throughout the course of the fellowship. Over to you.
Welcome. We are so glad you decided to join us today for this incredible summit. My name is Mary Campbell, and I am the Senior Events Manager at Watson Institute. As part of the Western Union Global Fellowship, every entrepreneur is challenged to host a meaningful community impact event. While event planning is truly an ambitious task, especially since many fellows are simultaneously working full-time jobs, child raising, and building their ventures at the same time, they have developed these events with tenacity. The Western Union Global Fellows, who are each courageous leaders and entrepreneurs, have each brought unique, innovative solutions to pressing global issues, with a focus on supporting those who are often highly marginalized, refugees, or displaced communities, thus creating systemic changes for years to come. Their events showcased this in big ways. These events are what we at Watson Institute call a base camp. A base camp is a powerful 1 to 3 day experience that is designed to showcase the fellows' work while mobilizing their local communities. The fellows are challenged to provide hands-on learning that equips other local entrepreneurs, leaders, and community members with the tools needed to foster a culture of innovation and new business creation. While each one of these base camps can be totally different, they are all focusing on creating space for authentic connection, meaningful conversations, and forward momentum, with the same goal of supporting these highly marginalized people. Despite the challenges that come with event planning, these entrepreneurs approach their Basecamp ideas with incredible thoughtfulness. For them, this is not just a program requirement, but a chance to make a real, measurable difference for the people that they serve. So today, I'm thrilled to highlight just how transformative these efforts have been. Let's look at the numbers. This fall alone, the fellows dedicated an average of 50 hours each outside of their regular sessions to planning and hosting these base camps. In total, this cohort is projected to impact over 1,000 unique individuals through their base camp events, and that's astonishing. We're seeing the ripple effects of these base camps grow stronger every day, changing the lives one event at a time. One fellow in particular, Jacob Deng Boldeng, held his base camp in South Sudan this fall, and here's what he had to say. Supported by Western Union, the Watson Institute, and the dedication of the ENA team, our base camp demonstrated that when youth led with creativity, commitment, and courage, education transforms into opportunity, and opportunity transforms into lasting impact. It was more than an event. It was a movement, proving that a generation armed with knowledge, passion, and vision can shape the future of an entire nation. So, to all of the founders, thank you. Thank you for trusting us to help guide you on this journey. Thank you for the long hours you spent planning, developing, and collaborating with us. We know that this was not easy, but you accomplished it, and we are so incredibly proud of you. Most of all, thank you for trusting us in this process. Your dedication to creating a meaningful event is what fostered this impactful and authentic connection for your community. We're really proud of the work you're doing, the momentum you're creating, and we can't wait to see what it is that you do next.
Thank you, Mary. This impact wouldn't be possible without the incredible support of our partners at Western Union. To share more about our partners that make this fellowship possible and to introduce our keynote speaker, please join me in welcoming Dora Egan, our Senior Manager of Strategic Partnerships here at Watson Institute. Dora, take it away.
Thanks so much, Evie. I wanted to start by saying thank you to each of this year's Western Union Global Fellows who have so eloquently shared their stories of impact, and to every one of you in the audience joining us today to celebrate the 2025 Western Union Global Fellows as they embark on the next chapter of their entrepreneurial journeys. Speaking on behalf of myself and the entire team here at Watson Institute, we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedules to listen to their stories and celebrate their impact. One of the most meaningful parts of my role as the Senior Manager of Strategic Partnerships here at Watson Institute is listening to fellows tell stories about the impact they are creating and scaling in their communities and sharing these stories with our partners, which is why I'm so honored and grateful to have the opportunity to thank the partners who make this impact possible. Thank you to Western Union, who generously sponsored this year's Western Union Global Fellowship Program, which has equipped each of the fellows you've seen today with extensive training, dedicated mentorship, and resources to scale their ventures and go on to impact thousands of more earlier stage entrepreneurs through the community-led workshops they've led, which we call base camps. As Western Union Global Fellowship alumni, they will continue to receive connections to a powerful global network and long-term sustainable alumni support as they scale their impact. With that, it is my great pleasure to introduce our esteemed keynote speaker, Jenna Wright, ERG Engagement and Community Manager at Western Union and one of our main partners for the fellowship.
Hi everyone, my name is Jenna Wright and I'm proud to serve as our ERG Engagement and Community Manager here at Western Union. Although I've only recently joined the company a few months ago, one thing has stood out from the beginning: our commitment to creating opportunity and impact around the world. The reason Western Union invests in this program year after year is simple. We believe in you. We know that behind every idea, every venture, there's a story of resilience, courage, and a deep desire to make the world better for others. That's what this fellowship is about. It's not just about resources or training. Yes, those things are nice, but it's more about standing with people who are creating solutions for communities that need them most. And that's something we're proud to be a part of. This program reflects our values and our belief that when people thrive, communities thrive. This year is special. We're celebrating 5 years of the Western Union Global Fellowship Program, a milestone that represents real, lasting impact. Over these 5 years, we've supported 200 fellows who work with refugee and displaced communities across the globe. Through your leadership, you've contributed to the more than 8,700 entrepreneurs and community leaders worldwide who have been supported through base camps. And the results, they're incredible. From leading disaster preparedness training to tackling illiteracy, supporting civic participation in education, to innovative mutual funds distribution. You all are leading life-changing work, not only for yourselves, but the families and communities you serve. We've been proud to engage Western Union employees at every step of the way so they may see your brilliance and impact. From brain trust to mentoring, these experiences build skills, deepen cultural understanding, and strengthen our global community. To our 2025 fellows, congratulations. You represent the most competitive applicant pool we've ever had, and your ventures are tackling some of the toughest challenges faced by people who migrate. Today is a celebration, but it's also the start of something bigger. As alumni, you'll have access to long-term support where you can continue to grow your skills and deepen your impact. Your expertise will help to support future cohorts and continue shaping this global movement. Your courage and commitment inspire all of us. Thank you for showing what's possible when we invest in people and ideas that matter. At Western Union, connection and accessibility are the foundation to what's possible. The relationships you build here, the doors you open for your community, that is the real impact. Here's to 5 years of progress and to the lifetime of impact that lies ahead for each of you.
Thank you, Dora and Jenna. We'll now be taking a brief intermission. When we return, you'll hear from Cynthia Campos, Events Coordinator at Watson Institute, who will guide us through our next region, South and Southeast Asia.
Welcome back, everyone. We'll now move into ventures impacting South and Southeast Asia. First, please welcome Sumaya Tabazum, co-founder of Project Nandanik, which transforms textile and floral waste into sustainable fashion items and home decor. She works closely with climate-displaced and marginalized women in Bangladesh, ensuring fair wages while reinvesting a significant portion of profits back into the community. Nandanik has trained over 80 women, transformed 100 kilograms of waste into products, and delivered over 15 pieces internationally. Sumaya also brings professional doctors into underserved settlements to provide free maternal health care consultations and awareness sessions, addressing one of the most urgent challenges these women face. Sumaya, the floor is yours.
Hello everyone. My name is Sumaya Tabassum and I was born in rural Bangladesh, one of the most climate vulnerable countries in the world. The day my mother went to labor, the roads were flooded with no way to reach the hospital. She was taken by boat across the floodwater to a small home clinic where I was born. There was no doctors, only a few elderly women, and my survival itself was uncertain. My life began in a world where climate change wasn't an abstract issue, it was personal. We were lucky enough not to lose our home, but I saw what floods did to others, how whole communities were trapped in uncertainty. Even as a child, I knew if this is the world I was born into, I must do something for those who don't get to rebuild. Years later, I returned to my roots to the same problem. I made community women displaced by river erosion and floods. They had lost their homes but not their skills. At the same time, I saw another crisis. Bangladesh's garments and floral industries produce tons of waste every day. Fabric scraps, flower petals, all ending up in rivers and landfills near the same communities I wanted to work with. This pollution worsens the floods and the river erosion, the very reasons behind displacement. That's when I realized we could solve two problems at once: waste and displacement. That's how Nandunik was born, a social enterprise that transforms textile and floral waste into eco-printed and patchwork fashion and home decor items. So let me take you through our journey. At Nandunik, we first collect discarded flowers and discarded fabrics from temples and garments factories, things usually thrown away. These petals are then boiled and pressed to extract their natural pigments, which we use to eco-print directly into the fabrics. No chemicals, no synthetic dyes. The results are unique and naturally dyed textiles, each one carrying patterns from real flowers. Finally, the women we train turns those fabrics into fashion and home decor pieces through hand stitching and embroidery. Every step from flower to fabric is done by climate displaced women, giving them income, skills, and pride. We are proud to be the first in Bangladesh to introduce commercial eco-printing, turning what world discards something beautiful, sustainable, and empowering. But empowerment must be holistic. We believe in that. Working in the field, we noticed something deeper. Women lacked maternal and menstrual health awareness, leading to serious health complications. So now we bring the healthcare professionals into these communities because empowerment just about income, it's about dignity, health, and hope. So let me tell you an impact story. Our artisan, Miss Hajera, she lost her home to river erosion and struggled as a single mother with post-pregnancy complications. Through Nandanik, she learned eco-printing, regained her health, and now earns a stable income. Today, she is one of our senior trainers, teaching others and proudly showing her work and saying, "This is my work." Our impact doesn't end with Miss Hajira. In just 9 months, we have trained over 80 women, transformed 100 kilograms of waste into products, and along that, with national sales delivered 15 plus pieces internationally, we have already crossed 1 lakh BDT in B2C sales, and every profit is reinvested back into the community. And we received 75,000 BDT in pre-seed funding, the highest award at UIHP Cohort 6, were recognized among the top 12 youth-led community initiatives by BRAC Amranuttu Network's Young Changemaker Award. We are now competing for place in the top 5. We run a B2C model with eco-friendly packaging and storytelling-driven ethical marketing. Our target consumers are eco-conscious buyers in Bangladesh and abroad, and the market size of sustainable fashion in South Asia is projected to reach 15 billion by 2030, and we are ready to tap that growth. And now we are seeking $10,000 in funding and mentorship to train 500 more women and launch our first global eco-print collection. And this is my amazing team from Team Nandonik. And from a baby born on a boat to a woman rebuilding lives through it, this is my journey. This is Nandonik, where trade meets empowerment. Thank you.
Thank you, Sumaya. Next up, I'd like to introduce you to Ali Nisar, founder and CEO of Markup Valley and the creator of Bridge Up, a global platform empowering entrepreneurs to start, manage, and scale businesses across borders. Driven by a mission to reduce barriers for underserved entrepreneurs, Ali believes that funders everywhere deserve the same opportunity to build and scale their businesses globally. Bridge Up has helped over 500 founders from over 20 countries launch and manage their businesses globally. Ali, you have the mic.
My name is Ali Nisar. I'm the founder of Bridge Up, a platform that building borderless entrepreneurship. I'm here today to share how we are helping global founders start, stay compliant, and scale their global business without borders. I began my journey in a corporate 9 to 5 job, but I always knew I was meant to build something of my own. So during the COVID, I took paid online courses and joined the e-commerce community, built my own store from scratch, and started forming my company in the US. That's when the real challenges began. Every step raised a new question: which state to register in, what are income tax free states, and how to get an EIN, which US bank is for a non-US founder. The entire process was complex and filled with uncertainty. As an accountant, I used my financial expertise. I carefully navigated each step until I financially launched my business. Soon, people started reaching out to me asking, Ali, how did you do it? Through my global e commerce community, I realized that thousands of founders around the world were facing the exact same problem. I saw businesses shutting down, founders receiving IRS penalties, losing access to their bank account, and missing crucial deadlines simply because they didn't understand compliance. The real problem wasn't a lack of talent, it was a lack of clarity. That moment gave me a mission to build a bridge that helped global entrepreneurs overcome these barriers, a bridge that gives them clarity, compliance, and confidence. That's how Markup Valley and later BridgeUp was born. BridgeUp is a global business launchpad that empowers entrepreneurs to build, manage, and scale their companies beyond borders, from formation and finance to compliance and growth. BridgeUp automates every step in one intuitive platform. We are a venture that has already helped 500 plus founders from over 20 countries launch and manage their business globally. It started with one story, a young founder from Pakistan, that is me. Since then, we have helped countless other companies. BridgeUp is built on four core pillars that's simply the entrepreneur journey: BridgeUp Core, BridgeUp Comply, BridgeUp Money, and BridgeUp Grow. Together, these four pillars form the bridge that support every global entrepreneurs. Our revenue model blends one-time and recurring income. We start with company formation through BridgeUp Core, then move to annual subscription via BridgeUp Comply. BridgeUp Money adds transactional revenue, BridgeUp Grow adds advisory revenue, and partners like Payoneer and QuickBook drive shared recurring income, a build to scale globally. Let me walk you through our product to be. This is where every founder journey begins. BridgeUp Core, from formation to documentation, everything happens in one smart dashboard. After formation, global founders struggle to stay compliant. BridgeUp Comply fixes that. It auto-tracks filing, taxes, and renewals, and sends smart reminders and let founder file right from the dashboard. Once the business is formed and compliant, founder get access to the BridgeUp Money, our integrated financial hub. Once founders are compliant and financially active, they move to our final pillar, Bridge of Growth. This is where the magic happens. Founders get access to real-time bookkeeping and the financial 360 analyzer to see their true financial health. Our virtual CFO features turn complex data into clear and actionable insight. This is a 6 billion global market. Last year alone, over 5 million new companies were registered in the US, 30% by non-US founders. If BridgeOp captures even 1%, that's $60 million in annual revenue. And we are building the platform to make that happen. Most exciting platform focus solely on US formation and stop at filing paperwork. BridgeOp goes far beyond that. It's built for the non-US founder exclusively. Our team includes certified tax and compliance professionals, fintech experts, and developers. So far, we have trained 100 plus youth education, 900 plus school students with no fee, and supported 500 founders. We are not just building companies, we are building futures. Now we are seeking $500,000 in seed funding to scale BridgeUp into the leading platform for global founders. Most of this will go toward product development and AI-driven automation, making compliance, tax filing, and financial management seamless. By 2026, our goal is to serve 10,000 founders globally. At BridgeOp, our mission is simple: to deliver clarity, ensure compliance, and build confidence for every global founders. No matter where a founder is, Pakistan, Kenya, or Lebanon, they deserve the same opportunity to build and scale their business globally. Together, we can make global entrepreneurship truly accessible and empower thousands of founders to build without borders. Thank you.
Thank you, Ali. And for our final pitch impacting South and Southeast Asia, please welcome Sunanda Dango, founder and CEO of Nepali Jatra, which produces Nepali cultural events through the year that are open to the public, allowing attendees to experience Nepali culture through food, music, performances, films, visual arts, traditional fabrics, and hands-on crafts such as weaving and knitting. Sunanda connected over 20,000 Nepali residents with the communities they call home. Sunanda, over to you.
Namaste, my name is Sunanda Dango. I am the founder and CEO of Nepali Jatra, where we celebrate culture, build connection, and strengthen communities by bringing people together. My work did not begin with Nepali Jatra. However, it began with understanding what building connection can truly do. And I learned that lesson years earlier in my own home. When I married outside my culture, my mother initially refused to accept it. For her, I had crossed a line and did not follow Nepali traditions. She would not even meet my husband or speak to us. So after 1.5 years, we visited her in Nepal, and we got the opportunity to live together under the same roof. She began to see the human side of him rather than the cultural differences. So this immersion led to awareness, and awareness led to acceptance. This lived experience showed me that if an 80-year-old woman who is so deeply rooted in culture and traditional values can accept, then connection truly has the power to open hearts and minds. And that understanding became the foundation for Nepali Jatra, which inspired me to create cultural events. When I first hosted our very first event at Longmont Museum, I expected maybe 150 people, but more than 400 people showed up. The atmosphere was vibrant, colorful traditional attire, children dancing, and artists displaying their crafts, and the air was filled with aroma of Nepali food. People from mainstream Longmont joined in, very curious and excited to learn. And we received a lot of wonderful media attention. Photos appeared in several newspapers, and coverage on 9 News made the event extra special. The next year, our crowd doubled, and over 800 people attended. The entire space was filled. Needless to mention, we outgrew the venue. So for the 3rd year, we partnered with Longmont Downtown Development Authority to close off the streets and welcome a larger crowd at historic Longmont downtown. And I'm proud to say that it was one of the largest Nepali cultural celebrations in Colorado. So with this greater visibility of Nepali culture came with deeper appreciation and acceptance. And this acceptance has now created integration in the community. Today, we sit at multicultural boards, join humanitarian missions, and collaborate with cities across Boulder County. 4 years later, my vision is to host at least one Nepali cultural event in each city in Boulder County. We already host annual Festival of Dogs in Boulder, and we'll be celebrating Festival of Colors in Erie. To bring this vision to life, we are seeking $100,000 in funding for 2026 to host 3 large-scale events, to expand youth programs and build lasting city partnership. We have built a bridge connecting over 20,000 Nepali residents and migrant communities through these events. We have proven the impact, and now we are ready to grow. Because when we celebrate together, we do more than share culture. We create belonging. So please join us and be part of this movement. We welcome you to collaborate on community projects with shared interests. Please stay connected via social media. Thank you. Nepali Jatra, celebrate culture, build connection, and strengthen communities.
Thank you, Sunanda. Now let's journey across the world to Latin America. First up is Camila Batista, COO of Migraflix, an organization that promotes the social and economic inclusion of migrants and refugees through food. The organization provides training, entrepreneurship support, and income generation opportunities for migrant and refugee communities in Brazil, Colombia, Peru, and Mexico. Miraflix has trained more than 4,000 entrepreneurs, helping them increase their income by at least 30%. Through its work promoting cuisines from around the world, Camila aims to use food as a bridge to connect people and cultures. Camila, the floor is yours.
My name is Camila, and I am the COO of Migraflix. So, Brazil is a very big country, but did you know that less than 5% of Brazilians travel abroad each year? This means that even in a highly cosmopolitan city like São Paulo, that's where I was born, the majority of the people have very little connection with people from different cultures. At the same time, São Paulo is a home for migrants and refugees from many different nationalities. And unfortunately, they still struggle to generate income and to integrate. Migraflix believes in the power of food to generate connections and opportunities. And that's the reason why we have been working promoting the social and economic inclusion of migrants and refugees, supporting and empowering food entrepreneurs. One of our main solutions is a platform that supports food entrepreneurs, training them by free and connecting them with the first multicultural and sustainable catering service of world foods of Latin America. We organize events from big multinational companies, cocktails, coffee breaks, dinners, lunches, offering a wide range menu from global cuisines prepared by the migrants and refugees on our industrialized central kitchens, approaching from learning by doing methodology, where people can apply their skills while generating income. So these are our clients. Most of them are multinational companies that hire our services. We offer a market service, right? So people already need these events. And Migraflix has a very clear differentiality from what the market already has. We have very clear sustainability indicators because we don't use plastic, because we do the sustainable discharge of organic disables and all of that. So Migraflix is very well prepared to indicate all ESG performance indicators for our clients. And how the approach of our solution works. So basically, each one of the bookings and each one of the hirings generate directly income for migrants and refugees that have been trained by us. 70% of the people working at Migraflix are women. 70% are migrant and refugees, but we also make sure we include host community to guarantee they can integrate while they are practicing. The event has a hands-on training approach in a way that people are developing new skills while they are being hired. And the catering services is only one of the sales channels that we connect them with. We also connect the entrepreneurs with fairs, list of individual clients, and we make sure we monitor the impact of each one of them because our goal is to generate at least 30% of increase in their income. So far, in the past year, Migraflix has impacted 4,000 entrepreneurs from 46 countries, and we're so proud to say that 100,000 people have already participated in our gastronomic and cultural experiences. In the past years, Migraflix has been working in Brazil, that's where we were born, Colombia, Peru, and this year we are starting to operate in Mexico. We have been working closely with many partners. We received investment from the Inter-American Development Bank. We have been working with companies such as Accenture, Airbnb, Facebook, and also governments and embassies from Canada, US, and United Nations agencies. We also received a few awards, and we're very happy and ready to keep expanding our operations. So we're here today to invite investors to have and continue this conversation so that Migraflix can continue bringing its impacts to many, many thousands more migrants and refugees around the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Camila. Up next, please welcome Jean-Paul Laurent, founder of Unspoken Smiles, the first dental care NGO accredited by the United Nations Economic and Social Council. A champion for underserved children, Jean-Paul created a prevention-first oral health model that ensures every child receives care for free, regardless of their circumstances. In Costa Rica, Unspoken Smiles has reached over 2,000 children across 15 schools in 3 provinces. Globally, they've reached 10,000 children in 10 countries and 4 continents and distributed 50,000 oral care products. Jean-Paul, you have the stage.
In 2020, I was in dental school in New York, walking to the old clinic walls when I saw the news. A massive earthquake had struck my home country, Haiti. Entire neighborhoods were gone. I rushed to call my mother. Where's my nephew, Bradley? I had no answers for days. I felt powerless. At that time, I thought the only way to help was with money, and I had none. A year later, I realized I was wrong. What Haiti needed wasn't my money, it was my skills. When I returned home, I initiated a dental outreach in a camp. There, surrounded by tents and broken homes, I began screening children and discovered something heartbreaking. Every single child had cavities, infections, pain that was completely preventable. And yet, they smiled. Behind those smiles was an unspoken crisis, one that changed the course of my life forever. That moment became the beginning of Unspoken Smiles. My name is Jean-Paul Laurent, founder of Unspoken Smiles, and our mission is simple but bold: oral health for everyone. Oral disease affects 3.6 billion people, nearly half of humanity. It's 100% preventable, yet receives less than 1% of global health funding. Poor oral health affects how a child eats, learns, and speaks. It lowers confidence, limits opportunity, and can even lead to heart disease. We started with short trips in Haiti, reaching 1,000 children. However, families moved, children disappeared. We needed something lasting. So we built a model rooted in prevention, education, and sustainability. Today, Unspoken Smiles operates in Costa Rica, where we launched the country's first eco-friendly, fully preventive dental clinic, the heart of a new green dentistry movement. Through our Zero Cavity School program, we provide free oral health education, screenings, and supplies. Each school works towards a zero cavity grade where every student graduates cavity free. Our fellowship program trains young dental students to lead prevention in their own communities, earning academic credit while delivering care and education in classrooms. And to our community clinic model, we provide affordable care for adults whose payments fund free services for children. In Costa Rica, we've so far reached over 2,000 children across 15 schools in 3 provinces with over 40 fellows. Earlier this year, we met Jacob, a boy with 17 cavities. He was in constant pain, missing school, losing confidence. After care and education, his smile returned. Today, he stays taller, learns better, and dreams bigger. Now we're ready to grow faster and deeper. By 2026, our goal is to reach 5,000 children across 23 schools in San Jose with an investment of $250,000. This will expand our zero cavity program, train 20 new fellows, and fully equip our eco-friendly community clinic to serve as a national hub for preventative dentistry. And by 2030, with an additional $500,000, we will triple our reach, expanding to El Salvador and Guatemala, serving 50,000 children across Central America. Our vision is clear: to build the world's first zero-cavity generation, a generation that will never know the pain of preventable disease. Every $50 helps a child stay cavity-free for a full year, providing education, care, and supplies. Every $1 invested saves $5 to $10 in future treatment costs. Today, we can create the world's first zero-cavity generation. When I look back at that day in 2010, standing in the hallway watching my country crumble on a TV screen, I realized that what began as a moment of helplessness became a mission of hope. A mission to give every child the freedom to eat, to learn, and to smile without pain. Because a smile isn't just about teeth, it's about dignity, it's about resilience, it's about opportunity. Unspoken Smiles began in tragedy, but today it stands as proof that even one act of prevention can ripple across the world, because there is no true health without whole health. And behind every smile lies the power to change the world.
Thank you, John Paul. And for our final pitch impacting this region, I'm excited to introduce you to Daniela Baena Salazar, founder and executive director of Women, a social innovative platform that transforms leadership for a more equitable and sustainable world. Daniela empowers women and youth through education, visibility, and connection, building their capacities in leadership, sustainability, and social innovation. To date, Women has trained over 400 women and youth and reached 3,000 people across 22 departments of Colombia. Daniela, take it away.
Hi, my name is Daniela Baena Salazar, and I am passionate about uncomfortable conversations because that's where growth and transformation begin. Growing up across different regions of Colombia exposed me to the contrast of my country, resilience, diversity, and deep inequalities. Those experiences shaped my purpose to champion leadership built on equity and opportunity. This photo shows the people who shaped my understanding of leadership. My mom, a single woman who moved constantly to find opportunities for us. My brother, a man who lives with cognitive disability and taught me empathy in the true capacity. And my partner, who shared this journey with me toward a more equitable country. Their experience and my own with scarcity told me that opportunity is not a privilege, it's a right. Despite the progress, women remain underrepresented in leadership and decision making in my country. This exclusion limits our collective potential because every woman left behind is not just a personal loss, it's a social and economic one. In Colombia, only about half of women participate in the labor force, compared to the 3 out of 4 men. And across the region, women still earn less for the same work. Closing these gaps could significantly strengthen our economies. So that's why I created Women, a platform that empowers women and youth to become change makers in their communities. We do this through education, visibility, and connections. We help them develop the tools and network to lead social, economic, and environmental transformation. In just a few years, we have reached more than 4,000 women and young leaders through our programs on leadership, sustainability, and social innovation. We have built over 30 alliances with governments, private companies, and international organizations, and our work has expanded to 8 regions of Colombia, from urban centers to rural territories often left behind. Today, Women is entering a new stage. We launched Women Lab, our digital learning platform offering practical creative courses for women and youth who want to strengthen their leadership and economic autonomy. And Women Lidera, our podcast. We try to share stories of women who are leading change across Latin America. Representations matters and storytelling inspire actions. Our business model connects social impacts with financial sustainability through corporate diversity, equity, and inclusion consulting and leadership programs. We generate incomes and we reinvest into empowering women and young people. It's a circular model where impact drives growth and growth fuels more impact. Today, Latin America is experiencing rapid demographic and economic shifts, and women are at the center of this transformation. Half of the population in the region are women, and they reinvest up to 19% of their incomes back into their families and communities. And women and young people are leading entrepreneurships, adopting digital tools faster, and creating solutions for climate change, resilience, and care economic. So Women is ready to respond to these needs and scale our impact across the country. At Women are building a movement for inclusive leadership and sustainable development, and today we are ready to scale it. We are seeking for strategic partners and an investment of $15,000 to guarantee the sustainability of our programs and to expand our impact through Women Lab, our digital learning platforms. This investment will allow us to reach more than 1,000 women across Colombia, providing them with accessible tools, training, and opportunities to lead change in their territories. At Women, we're not just building projects. We're shaping a movement for inclusive leadership and sustainable development. And I invite you partner with us, invest in these visions, and help us to scale across Colombia and Latin America. Because when women and youth rise, we all rise.
Thank you, Daniela. I'll now pass the mic back to Evie to guide you through the final group of pitches.
Thank you, Cynthia. Our final stop today brings us to ventures impacting Europe. I'm thrilled to introduce you to Kubra Kaya, founder of Belonging Beyond Borders, a social impact project supporting international youth and migrants in Lithuania to build community, well-being, and a sense of belonging. Belonging Beyond Borders has reached over 1,000 participants through dialogue-based activities, community events, and cross-cultural engagement initiatives for students and young people navigating life far from home. Through her work, Kubra aims to create a more welcoming and supportive society where every young person, no matter of their background, feels seen, heard, and at home. Kubra, over to you.
Hello everyone, my name is Kubra, and I am the founder of Belonging Beyond Borders, a social initiative that supports international youth and young immigrants in Lithuania who face cultural and emotional challenges while adapting into a new environment. You just arrived into a new country, a place that is supposed to be full of excitement and opportunity. But when the first week ends, the excitement fades a little. You walk into a cafeteria filled with laughter, but you don't know anyone to sit with. You scroll through your phone so you just don't look out of place. You hear people talking, but you hesitate to join. You're afraid that your accent might stand out. That's what loneliness feels like when you're far from home. Not dramatic, not visible, just quiet and heavy. I myself know the feeling. As an international student, I've been there, wanting to connect, but not knowing where to start. One evening, I invited a few friends from different countries for tea. What started as a simple chat turned into something deeper. Stories of homesickness, laughter, and shared struggles. That night, I realized how powerful and genuine dialogue can be. That was the beginning of Belonging Beyond Borders, a moment to turn isolation into connection and differences into understanding. We started small, with informal dialogue circles in university spaces, but word spread quickly. People were craving real connection. Soon, we began hosting intercultural gatherings, storytelling sessions, and creative workshops that allowed participants to express themselves and feel seen. So far, we've reached over 1,000 participants through our community events, creative well-being workshops, and dialogue circles. After every event, people tell us they feel lighter, connected, for the first time at home. In the post-event surveys, we saw that 92% of the participants felt a stronger sense of belonging. We built partnerships with our universities, NGOs, and cultural institutions in Lithuania and across Europe. That proves that our model is both impactful and scalable. What makes Belonging Beyond Borders different is our emotional depth. Many initiatives celebrate diversity, but we go further. We focus on belonging as a feeling. It's not just about where you're from, but where you are welcomed. We plan to expand our events where food brings people from different backgrounds together and fosters genuine connection. These gatherings form our core of our approach, and the insights, methods, and activities we develop through will shape our belonging toolkit that will be a practical guide that universities, partnerships, and organizations across Europe can use to recreate the same sense of community and belonging, collaboration, ensuring both impactful and sustainability. Our work directly supports the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 10, 16, and 17, reduce inequalities, peace, justice, and strong institutions, and partnerships for the goals. We are part of a growing global movement that recognizes inclusion not only as a social goal, but as a human need. Our team reflects the people we serve, international youth who lived this experience and now wants to make it easier for others. With diverse backgrounds in social entrepreneurships, psychology, and education, we design programs that are meaningful, measurable, and deeply human. At Belonging Beyond Borders, we believe that belonging shouldn't depend on where you're from, but where you are welcomed. We are building bridges across cultures, stories, and hearts. Find a sense of home even far from home. Today, we invite you to join us as a partner, collaborator, and supporter to expand this movement and create communities where everyone feels they belong.
Thank you, Kubra. And for our final pitch of the day, please welcome Victoria Palaniuk, Project Manager of Refugee Council of Lithuania, dedicated to empowering forcibly displaced communities through refugee empowerment, entrepreneurship, and human-centered initiatives. Victoria supports refugee entrepreneurs and strengthens community engagement. Her social initiative uplifts senior Ukrainian refugee women through embroidery, art therapy, cultural preservation, and dignified income opportunities. Victoria is committed to building resilient refugee communities and creating long-term pathways for social and economic inclusion. Victoria, take it away.
I want to begin with a simple image, a thread. Alone, a single thread feels fragile, easy to break. But when many threads are woven together, they form a fabric strong enough to last for generations. This is the spirit behind our initiative, Collective Pattern, building together, step by step. My name is Victoria. I'm 25 and I'm from Ukraine. On the morning of February 24th, 2022, my mother woke me up with screams, "Get up, it's war." In 30 minutes, I had to pack my entire life. The first thing I took was my embroidered shirt, a piece of home and a piece of Ukraine I wasn't willing to lose. My family fled under bombings. We eventually arrived in Lithuania. At first, everything felt so gray and unfamiliar, but I noticed Ukrainian flags on buses and signs saying Vilnius loves Ukraine. That solidarity carried me forward, and I continued my studies and realized that my own pain could become purpose to support other displaced people and to protect the cultural roots we carried with us. Among those who arrived in Lithuania were senior Ukrainian women. They are facing three quiet but urgent challenges: social isolation, financial vulnerability, cultural invisibility. And these women carry deep trauma. Yet they also hold something precious, centuries-old traditions of Ukrainian embroidery, a living language of resilience and hope. Without support, these skills risk being lost, and the women most at risk of loneliness are the ones holding this cultural treasure. When I arrived, I didn't want to start with a project. I wanted to start with trust. So we began small, embroidery therapy sessions with 9 women, a few tables, and threads filled with memory. We listened, we shared our stories, we cried, we laughed. We treated these women not as beneficiaries, but as artists, cultural leaders, and co-creators. Our model is based on 3 pillars. First one is social, healing through embroidery, storytelling, and community gatherings. And economic, premium co-designed embroidered pieces in collaboration with sustainable fashion partners, transforming traditional craftsmanship into dignified income. And of course, sustainable, using hemp and linen, regenerative, zero-waste material, grounded heritage in ecological responsibility. This isn't just a product line, it's an ecosystem of empowerment from the seed to the blue. Thanks to the Western Union Global Fellowship, we launched professional embroidery trainings this November. We've built a trusted community, created partnerships with cultural institutions, and prepared pathways for ethical production. But this is only the beginning of what we can build together. To scale our impact and create stable employment for 30-plus women, we are seeking €30,000 to expand professional embroidery trainings, strengthen visibility and branding, and built our e-market platform so women's work can reach international audiences. Alongside funding, we are also looking for strategic advisors, sustainable fashion partners, and cultural institutions that can help us amplify these women's voices. Our vision is clear: to create stable, creative employment for displaced women, to produce meaningful, high-value pieces filled with story and soul, to reinvest in community healing and cultural continuity for generations to come. I want to close with the words of Lubo, one of the women in our circle who wrote a poem during a session. Wonderful and amazing women, you managed to help us, and for this, we are deeply grateful from the bottom of our heart. We are glad to have met you, to have experienced the light of your souls, and we humbly ask, for heaven's sake, to continue doing more and more, to keep doing even more with us. Her words remind me of why we are here. We are not only woven fabric, we are women hope, resilience, and a sense of hope. We walk slowly so we can go far together. Thank you for walking with us.
Thank you, Victoria. And thank you to every Western Union Global Fellow who shared not only their powerful, but meaningful work today. What an inspiring journey we've just taken together. We've traveled across 4 regions, heard voices from multiple countries and continents, and witnessed the courage, creativity, and community-centered innovation that defines the Western Union Global Fellowship Program. At the heart of it all is the Western Union Global Fellowship Program's mission: empowering highly marginalized, refugee, and forcibly displaced communities around the world to transform their communities. We are now connected across all corners of the globe, and I now would like to introduce a visionary leader who has played a pivotal role in shaping the success of the 2025 Western Union Global Fellowship Program, to bring our audience together as we wrap up today. As the Vice President of Programs at Watson Institute, Dwayne Griffith leads the program implementation team with a commitment to the highest level of programmatic quality and impact. Dwayne, thank you so much for joining us today. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Evie, for that introduction and for everything you've done to make this possible. As we come to the close of these past few months together, I want to take a moment to acknowledge what you've accomplished. Now, you may not have seen me in every session. As the VP of Programs, I've been working behind the scenes, watching your recording sessions and hearing updates from your program manager. And honestly, being inspired by the work you've been doing week after week. This wasn't just a fellowship program. This was a testament to the courage it takes to build solutions when you understand displacement, marginalization, and the resilience required to support communities that the world too often overlooks. You came into this fellowship carrying not just business ideas, but the stories, struggles, and hopes of the communities you serve. And over these past months, I've watched you transform that deep understanding into actionable ventures, into networks of support, into movements for systemic change. But before we go further, I need to acknowledge the extraordinary team that made this fellowship possible. To our search team who found each of you, our strategic partnerships team who built a collaboration with Western Union, our programs team who designed and delivered every session, our events team who created these meaningful convenings, our design team who crafted this experience, and our operation team who kept everything running behind the scenes. And of course, our leadership team who believed in this vision. Thank you. This fellowship exists because the collective commitment to your success. And here's what I need you to hear clearly. This is not goodbye. The 16-week intensive experience may be concluding, but your journey with Watson Institute is far from over. We don't just invest in you during live sessions and then wish you well. We invest in you because we believe in the long-term impact you are creating, and we're committed to supporting you as you continue to grow, pivot, scale, and create change your community deserve. Now, as alumni, there's a quote from Wasan Shire that captures the courage your communities carry. No one leaves home unless home is the mouth of the shark. Out quote. The communities you serve didn't choose displacement. They chose survival, dignity, and hope. And you are ensuring their stories don't just survive, but thrive. You're building pathways home, building safety where there was danger, building futures where others saw only loss. Your work matters profoundly. So, as we close today, I'm asking you to do something important. In the chat, I want you to share 3 things. 1, something you can give this community, a skill, a connection, a resource you're willing to share. 2, something you're requesting from this community. What do you need as you move forward? And 3, your LinkedIn profile, because this community only grows stronger when we stay connected. This is your community now. These are your people. Stay engaged with each other, support one another, challenge one another. And of course, everyone here, stay connected with Watson Institute. Visit us at www.watson.is. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram at Watson Institute. Watch the journeys of your fellow fellows unfold. Reach out when you need us. We mean that. We'll be sending a recap email with specific ways you can continue to engage with us, so keep an eye out for that. You are building the world we need. Not the world as it is, but the world as it should be. Thank you for trusting us with your journey. We're honored to continue walking alongside you. Now, let's celebrate what you've built together. Thank you.
Thank you, Twain, for encouraging us to take the opportunity to connect and uplift one another today. As we conclude the 2025 Western Union Global Fellowship Program Summit, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each of you for being part of this celebratory gathering. To the Western Union Global Fellows, your work reminds us that impact begins with brave individuals who choose to act. To our partners at Western Union, thank you for making this global movement possible. And to our audience, thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here, for championing this work, and for believing in a world where opportunity can reach every corner of the globe. On behalf of all of us at Watson Institute, thank you for joining us today to champion the changemakers around us. Goodbye for now, and may our shared network continue to spark meaningful change.